This is the F3 Pro electric dirt bike from Freego. Just taking a step back and looking at it, it's honestly a head-turner. The styling takes inspiration from motocross bikes, but with a modern, bold vibe that makes it stand out wherever I take it. The frame sits pretty tall, but not too intimidating. And I definitely get that solid, sturdy feel. Nothing about this bike looks or feels flimsy. The way it's designed, you kind of feel like a real motorcycle rider just jumping on. So, for anyone curious if an electric dirt bike feels different than a standard bicycle or even a regular e-bike, yes, it really does. The moment I jumped on, my first thought was about the seating position. It's comfortable, giving you enough height for clear vision, but the seat is still low enough to let me plant my feet when stopping. Speaking of comfort, the saddle is a faux leather setup with a decent amount of cushioning. After riding for over an hour, I didn't get any sore spots, which matters because uncomfortable seats can totally ruin longer trips. Let me share a bit about my first ride because honestly, I was a little skeptical at the start. I wondered if a 2,000-watt dual motor was just hype, or if it actually meant anything out there in real dirt and sand. If you're just getting into electric bikes, wattage basically means how much power the motor puts out. The higher, the stronger. On paper, 2,000 watt is double what most e-bikes offer. Out on the trails, I felt that power immediately, especially when I flicked on the dual motor mode. The bike basically pushed and pulled me through all kinds of terrain. I took it through sand, did a few hills, and even on loose stuff where regular bikes would just spin out or bog down. The F3 Pro powered right through. Key features really make a difference here. You get a 48V battery setup with two combined batteries. The bottom one is 20H. The top is just under 18H. Which adds up to around 40H altogether. Just for anyone new, amp hours pretty much translate to how much juice you can store, so more means longer range. Some brands get it wrong on total, but from what I've seen, you can expect legit long rides, especially if you mix up your throttle and pedal use. In my experience, I managed over 25 miles across trails, sand, and some street, and still had some battery buffer to spare. Not having to stress about running out mid-ride is huge for me. The fat tires grabbed my attention too, 20 inches by 4 inches. If that sounds big, it kind of is. Fat tires are like your best friend for taking on sand, loose dirt, even snowy spots, because there's more rubber touching the ground, so you get better grit and stability. You don't feel every tiny bump like you would on road tires. The F3 Pro even comes with dual suspension. Having suspension at both the front and rear means it absorbs most of the bounce and shock from rough trails, which seriously helps if you want to hit off-road without rattling your bones. When I first took it over stairs and dunes, I could tell the front was smoother than the rear, which does feel a bit clunky over truly rough patches, but overall, it's way better than basic spring setups. Hydraulic brakes, 180mm are standard here. I'm not gonna lie, this makes a big difference in how safe you feel at higher speeds, especially when carrying a bit more weight or coming down steep hills. The levers felt a little funky at first. There's some adjustability to them, but after a few pulls, I got used to it, and stopping power was consistent and strong. The bike isn't the lightest thing out there, weighing in at just under 100 pounds with batteries, so keep that in mind. Lifting it onto racks or moving it upstairs can be a challenge, but if you need the strength for rough rides and don't plan on moving it around by hand too much, you'll appreciate the sturdy build. It's rated for up to 400 pounds, so carrying gear or a heavier rider isn't an issue. For reference, I'm about 150 pounds and appreciated how stable it felt, even at top speeds or going over jumps. A lot of you probably care about speed. The F3 Pro didn't disappoint here. Top speed for me was just under 37 miles per hour on a flat trail, which is wild for something classed as an electric bike. There are 5 pedal assist levels, and using full throttle at level 5 with both motors, the pull was legit. It rivaled some of the beefier e-motos I've tested. For anyone new to e-bikes, pedal assist lets you pick how much help you want. Lower levels feel more like a regular bike. Higher ones push you along way faster with almost no effort. From my experience, it's perfect for people who want a bike that does real off-road, sandy trails, and even some city cruising. You get fenders both front and rear, so mud and water don't get thrown up too bad. And there's even a Shimano derailleur if you want to actually pedal, which isn't always standard on these heavy-duty e-bikes. The thumb shifter is simple to figure out, and I liked having gears, even if I stuck to full throttle most of my testing. Smart LCD screen gives you battery readings, speed, trip, and other info. Super handy in bright sun or low light, and the front and back lights are plenty bright for those early mornings or nighttime rides. I also appreciated the USB outlet for charging my phone on the go. It's small stuff like this that makes bigger adventures less stressful.